Hi guys, welcome to episode 9 of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. My name is Kalisha, also known as Nadira Tani, anywhere that you can find online. Um, I am coming to you today from my home in Central Florida. Today is Sunday, March 26th, and this is episode 9. So welcome. If you're a new viewer, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. If you are a returning viewer, thanks so much for coming back. Um, Today I have a little bit of everything, I think. Some finished, not some, a finished object, a couple works in progress, some plans, and some good things like that. So we'll go ahead and get started. The first thing I have is my finished object, which is this. This is the Miette cardigan by Andy Satterlund. And it is my first adult size sweater. And it fits wonderfully. Last episode I was talking about how I felt like it wasn't going to fit, and I was just being a little crazy. So yeah, I'll go this way. It has the eyelet details, my buttons. This is the first time I put buttons on anything in a very long time. Neckband. This project was so full of first times for me. Um, like I said, it's my first adult size sweater. The only other sweater that I've knit um, was a flax sweater for my godson, and that was like 3-month old size. So, but yeah, so I wore it to church yesterday, and I was so proud of myself. So yes, that's all done. Oh, I don't remember if I had the buttons last episode, but this is what my buttons look like. I got them from Joann's. I went in there to look for buttons, and lo and behold, they were buy one get one free. So yeah, so yeah. And like I mentioned, this is the Miette cardigan by Andy Satterlund. Um, it was a very easy pattern to follow. I did do some modifications for taking out the bust, or not the bust, yeah, taking out the bust shaping, which would have put like darts right here. I took those out following, I think the user on Ravelry whose notes I followed was Happy Chick, I think it was. If it wasn't Happy Chick, then I'll put the name down at the bottom. So just in case you need to find that modification, you can find it a lot easier than me. Um, yeah, I'm very, very excited about it. It came out really nice. I haven't blocked it primarily because it is acrylic yarn. Um, so I thought about steam blocking it, but I do know that steam blocking can sometimes kill the fabric and like make it droopy, and I don't really want to do that because there's no coming back when you kill an acrylic yarn. There's no recovery from that. So I may just leave it unblocked. I don't know. We're still thinking about that, but it fits really well. I will insert a video of me wearing it so that you can see like what it looks like. Um, but I really want to knit another one now. I want to knit another one in like a fancier yarn. I think that would be really nice. But what other modifications did I do? Um, I lengthened I lengthened the body by 1 repeat. If you read in the pattern, there's a section where she says to lengthen, just repeat, I think it's rows 70 to 80, however many times you want, and that'll lengthen the body. So I did one extra repeat of the 70 to 80. Um, and one thing that I did notice, and it may be because I may have done the decreases incorrectly, but whatever. After I moved to do the no bust shaping here, you just take the decreases that would normally be there and you move them under the armpit. So right there. Um, I'm pretty sure that I followed what the Ravelry user, I need to stop saying the Ravelry user, what Happy Chick said. Because she said that she decreased, I think it was 4 stitches every 4 rows. So I was following that, but when I finished the decreases and like synced back up to where I should be with the pattern, I had more stitches on my needle than I should have had if I had followed the pattern as regular. So I ended up just like decreasing out those extras, just sporadically. Um, and you can't tell, but yeah. So there was that modification. I also lengthened the sleeves by 1 repeat, and I put in a row of pearls right here. So you can see that little ridge right there right before the ribbing. That ridge isn't regularly in the pattern, but I saw someone else's project, and they had put that in, and I really liked having the separation between the eyelet detail and the ribbing. I thought that was nice, so I added that in. I think I think that's all of my modifications. Oh no, I did my neckband a couple rows thicker than recommended. And yeah, that that is those are all of the modifications that I made to this pattern. But I love how it came out. I love how it fits. Definitely will knit again. Um, I am just so proud of myself with this pattern, and I will credit Miss Lavelli, the lovely Katie of the Inside Number 23 podcast, with basically inspiring me to knit this. And it's kind of funny. Let me digress real quick. The whole reason that I wanted to learn how to knit was so I could knit socks. And the first thing that I ever really knit was a pair of socks for Miss Lavelli's uh, Harry Potter knit along last year. So my first pair of socks was inspired by Miss Lavelli. My first sweater was inspired by Miss Lavelli. So I just would like to thank her for putting her episodes out there and really being an inspiration for beginners like me, who want to try different things, and yeah, if not for you, I don't think this would have happened. Anyway, so yeah, I did enter this in Katie's Andy Sat Along, which is ending at the end of the month. So I made it in time. I took my pictures. I posted in the finished objects thread. I'm so excited. So that is my only finished object for this episode. Um, Yay me! So we will mosey on over to the works in progress section. Now, screaming kid. You guys probably heard that. My works in progress section is a bit hefty this week. I realized that I think I'm a monogamous knitter. I think, like, semi-monogamous. Is that a thing? Because when I was working on the sweater, I only wanted to work on the sweater. I was like focused, like must finish sweater. And then at the same time, I had that like anxiety that it wouldn't fit. So I just wanted to hurry up and finish it so that I could try it on, so that I could see if it fit. So I knit solely on the sweater, and then when I finished it, I cast on 2 pair of socks, and with the thoughts of, oh, I'll knit back and forth between these, or knit a little bit on both of them at the same time. Didn't do that. I cast on both socks, and then I knit exclusively on one sock and finish that sock. And now I think I'm going to knit the mate to that sock, and then go back to whatever. So I think that I am a monogamous knitter that likes to cast on all the things or start all the things and then work at them one at a time. So, all that being said, my first work in progress is actually a hoe. And let me put it on the sock blocker, which I should have had this done before, but I didn't. So you guys get to take a moment, talk amongst yourselves. So this sock is called the Shamrock Socks, or the Shamrock Sock, and it is by Lisa K. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. So, if you want a pair of Shamrock socks for next St. Patrick's Day, you can, jump on that one. So yeah, here it is. This is my hoe. Yes, so this yarn is souvenir yarn from when I went up to Delaware and Maryland over the holidays. The green is Nature Spun Wool, I think is what it's called, and the colorway is Irish Shamrock. And this blue and green for the cuff is Hedgehog Fibers in Lagoon. So when I picked them up at the store, I bought the yarn at Wool Winders in Rockville, Maryland. So if you watch Meg of Bad Wolf Girl Sits in It, sorry, she is always talking about Wool Winders and how it's such a nice shop, and it really is. Like, if I had all the monies, so many things would have come home with me that day. But I was good, and I only bought these. So yeah, I'm gonna stop like flinging these around and tell you the specs. I knit these toe up. We did a rounded toe, which I posted a picture of the toe when I first started on Instagram, and I got a lot of questions of what my recipe is for rounded toes. And the first rounded toe that I ever knit that I really liked was the rounded toe from the Rose City Rollers pattern, and that's a top down or a cuff down sock. So for toe up, I just reversed it and knit that. I do want to tweak it a little bit because it makes a short toe, and I just always feel like I want more toe room. But anyway, I started with a Turkish cast on, did my rounded toe, then I knit the pattern. This one had a heel flap and gusset going toe up, which was magic. Like, I had to put in a lifeline because, after you've knit like a few socks, you look at a pattern and you're like, okay, you're telling me to do A, B, and C. And you can kind of figure, what that's going to look like. So I'm looking at the instructions and it's saying do, this, this, and this. And I was like, is that going to make a heel? I don't understand how that's going to make a heel. So I was like, I don't know about that. So I tried to do what I thought was right, messed up, had to rip the whole thing out. And so then I was like, you know what, Kalisha, just follow what the designer said. You didn't design these socks, just follow what she said. So I'm like, okay, so I'm just knitting and it's just as flat as can be. And I'm like, okay, it's not curving, it's not cupping, nothing. So I'm like, all right, I'm a non-believer in this heel right now. So I'm thinking, okay, if this doesn't work this time, I'm just going to rip it out and put in a short row heel and keep it pushing. And so I get to the last instruction on the heel turn, and you end up kind of in the middle of the heel, and it says knit to the end, knit around the instep, and then knit back across the heel stitches. And as soon as I came back across that heel stitch, the whole thing curled up like that. I was like, see, turning heels makes you feel like a wizard. That's it. So yeah, then it has the slip stitch reinforced heel flap, and then you go back into the pattern uh, on the leg, on the front and back of the leg. Then I switched to the hedgehog fibers. I knit one row of flat knitting straight across, and then I went into the knit two, purl two, and then I finished with Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. So yeah, that is my sock. Um, I think that's all I have to say about this these socks. Um, yeah, I really like them primarily because they are my St. Patrick's Day socks, and St. Patrick's Day is special. I think I've mentioned it before. My husband and I had our first date on St. Patrick's Day, and when we got married, we had clovers were a repeated motif in our wedding design and decor, and it's just a really like special holiday to us. So finding the shamrock socks pattern with yarn called Irish Shamrock with a little bit of hedgehog fibers, which is dyed in Ireland, just it had to happen. It had to. So I have not cast on the mate yet, but I do have the yarn ready, and I will show you. This is what the hedgehog fibers looks like balled up. Very pretty. And that is the green. Yeah. That will get cast on soon. And of course I had to make myself a bag for St. Patrick's Day. And this fabric I got at Walmart. It was actually a bandana. So I have my St. Patrick's Day bag. And then I put a couple little pins on here. This one I got at Walmart. This one is from TL Yarn Crafts. Um, these charms they used to be a set of earrings from Walmart that I got after St. Patrick's Day, and they had all gone on sale. So I was like, so I printed out the pattern. So there's the pattern. If you want to knit these socks, they're very simple, um, very quick knit. I knit the one sock in a week, provided that's all I was working on. So yeah. So that one's mate will be cast on shortly. The next project that I have in my works in progress pile is the other set of socks that I cast on at the same time as the shamrock socks. Provided all I have is a cuff and like I think one pattern repeat. But I have the beginnings of a pair of Mercury socks. And that is the color. I'm knitting these out of Patton's Croy Effects. Yes. Yeah. Patton's Croy Effects Celestial colors. And I figured Celestial, Mercury socks, space theme. I even put a little star progress keeper because why not? I started with a German twisted cast on because stretch, amazing. I did 20 rows of 1x1 ribbing and then went into the pattern. I realized halfway into my ribbing that the pattern did not call for a 1x1 rib. It calls for like I think a 3x1, and I was just like, whatever, I'm just gonna go with it. This is what I felt like doing, so I did it. Here is the ball. It's a little bit beat up. I'm not entirely sure why. But yeah, so there's some really cool colors in there. Ooh, we'll hold it over here. There's some really cool colors in there. I really like it. I don't have any purple socks yet, so these are going to be a lot of fun. I cast them on last Sunday and haven't picked them up since because the Shamrock socks stole the show. So I think I might work on them, like put in a lot of work on them this week. After I cast on the Shamrock, the second sock of the Shamrock, I'll put some work in on my Mercury socks and kind of bounce back and forth. That's what I'm thinking. But I might slip back into my I cannot English. I might slip back into my I might slip back into my monogamous knitter ways. So yeah, that's my second work in progress. There wasn't really much to show you with that. My third work in progress is kind of, I don't really know what to call it. I kind of want to call it a tale of woe, but not really, because maybe if I move it this way, you'll want to see me iPad. Because last episode I showed you the beginnings of a shawl that I was making, or I was crocheting, called Aragenia, I think. And I had mentioned how when I was like starting and like getting into the pattern, it was hard to read, and I ended up frogging back and like recrocheting and back and forth, and it was just a little frustrating. Um, and over the time from when I first started it, I kept thinking, oh, I should work on that shawl, but I really didn't want to. Like, it didn't make me want to work on it. So I came to the decision yesterday. I think it was yesterday or Friday. No, it was yesterday. I came to the decision yesterday to just frog it and crochet something different, because that pattern wasn't jiving with me for some reason. So I ripped out I ripped out the Aragenia shawl, and I cast on. Oh, my pattern's not in here. What's it called? I cast on the, probably going to mispronounce, Ying Hua shawl by Jade G Chan Wiles. It's a free pattern on Etsy as well. Um, on Etsy, a free pattern on Ravelry as well. So I will show you how far I've gotten so far, and tell you about my little oopsies. So this is living in one of the early bags that I made. Like, this bag is tall for no reason, so I always like roll it down when I'm working out of it. So yeah, so I am using my birthday yarn, or a couple balls of my birthday yarn. Um, this is the Araucania. Araucania. I don't think it had a colorway name. And then this is something else. Can't remember. Viva Glitz. Yes. And let me tell you, balling this Viva Glitz was the worst. The worst. And it's still like, this is not a good ball. This this is trash. But once I finally got it to like this point, I was like, nah, we're just gonna have to live with it, because I'm not winding this again. This took like 3 tries, and then I got frustrated with it, had to leave it alone until the next day, and then try balling it again. And I finally got it to ball like this. So I just stuck it in the bag. They're holding each other in, and yeah. The Araucania is a fingering weight, and the Viva Glitz is a sport weight, I think, or a light sport. So I'm hoping that the weight differences won't make the scarf wonky. I'm hoping that they'll work together, and so far they are, but we're not very far into it. So this is how far I've gotten. And I'm loving the colors together. The Araucania is a solid like yellow orange, and then the Viva Glitz is kind of variegated from like red orange out to like the same yellow orange in here, but the Viva Glitz has a gold thread running through it, so there's a bit of sparkle, and I really love it. I'm so excited. I cannot wait until this is finished and I can wear it. Oh, it looks cute just like that. And you'll see I'm using another one of my things that I got. I actually got this at Wool Winders as well. This is a set of Progress Keepers by a local artist. Um, I think she was called Liz Knits. I'll put it somewhere so that you can know. But I got a set of 3 gingerbread men. It was super cute. So that was marking the first repeat. So yeah. So now the faux pas. The pattern is written in both US and UK terms. Now, my paper said US terms because, I downloaded the US version. When I went to start, crocheting the pattern or crocheting the shawl, it starts out saying that these are treble crochets. And my mind automatically went, oh man, you have the UK version. And then I'm scanning through and I see the UK spelling of the word center. So I was like, okay, so I have the UK version. That's fine. I can convert in my head. So I'm like, okay, when they say treble crochet, we use double crochet. So I'm doing doubles. It wasn't until I had gotten like halfway through this section, like maybe like here, that I saw where at the bottom it actually says US version. So these are supposed to be like treble crochets, US term. So they're supposed to be a whole like stitch length taller. I was like, it's fine. I'm not ripping this out so that I can crochet taller stitches. We're just gonna roll with it like this. It'll be fine. So that's my little faux pas with this. Um, so the pattern, oh, and I don't have it to show you. Let me see if I can show you a picture on my phone. So this is the designer's shawl. So all of that was supposed to be treble crochets, but I did doubles. And then I'm up to that shell part. Then all of that solid bit, I'm going to do actual trebles. And I might do a couple extra repeats. It depends on the edging. You know what? I might not because that edging looks really involved. So I'm going to do trebles there. And then that will be the Araucania, the solid yellow orange. And then all of this will be the Viva Glitz. So yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan, man. So no more Aragenia. It's been replaced by the Ying Hua shawl. I'm excited for that one too because I love the colors. They're beautiful, dear, beautiful. Sorry, the sun went behind a cloud, so it's a little chilly now. Yeah. So the next section that I have for you guys today. Sun went behind a cloud, so it got a little chilly. The next section that I have for you guys today is my Stashquisitions section. I have a couple things that I want to share with you that I've gotten over the past couple weeks. And the first I've actually been wearing. Take it off. It is, I don't even know if this is going to focus. No? Let's see. We'll closely. Maybe? Well, you can probably see it. This is a shamrock pin that I got from Universal. They have, on the Universal side, they have um, you know how they have like all little stores and shops and things? I got this pin at Universal last Sunday. There's a little shop, um, like as you're walking on the streets inside the park, there's a little Irish shop, and they have like all kinds of things. Like if you have an Irish last name, you can find your crest, your motto, all kinds of things. And of course, they have like shamrocks galore. So I went in there last Sunday to see, if there was anything that I can get for, because St. Patrick's Day had just happened and all that good stuff. So I got this pin. It says Dear Little Shamrock, and I love it. It's so cute. So that will join my collection, my steadily growing collection of pins and buttons um, and things. My next stash acquisition is um, some fabric. Now, I've mentioned before that I like I like finding things at the thrift store, especially ways like things that I can upcycle. So I have used like sheets, like old sheets, especially like those vintage sheets with the floral patterns, because I find them really cute, and I've made like circle skirts from them before, or dresses, different things like that. So recently I went to the Goodwill and I found this fabric, and I love it so much. Um, it's actually a round tablecloth, and I can't decide if I want to make a skirt out of it or if I want to try to make a dress, because actually that would be totally cute. Um, if there's enough for a dress, that I think this would be really nice as a dress. If not, then I could definitely get a skirt out of it. But I'm gonna try for a dress. Um, and because it's round, I know there's gonna be like so much wasted space in there. I might be able to make some little notions pouches or whatever from the like leftovers, but that I got recently. Um, I just love the colors, like the cream with the like olive green and the sky blue, and like the like butter yellow. Very nice. I like that color combination. And lastly, well, no, not lastly, I have two other stash acquisitions to show. This one, 500 Crochet Stitches. This book has been a huge help in my like trying to organize my ideas when it comes to like designing the shawls. Um, I haven't pulled any stitches from these for the shawl, from this for the shawls yet. I might not, but it's just, it's nice to help me like spark like what could a stitch look like. So I really like it. Of course, it has the the basic stitches, the stitch dictionary part. What I also like is it has the charts as well as the written instructions, which is really cool. Um, then it also goes into individual motifs and edgings. So very good book. I got it from Joann's. I had a 60% off coupon, so this definitely hopped in my bag. The last stash acquisition that I have is one that I was super excited to get. And they are my Quirky Monday labels. Yay! So So now I can actually put my labels into my handmade project bags and start my Etsy shop. Um, I got these made by a shop on Etsy called Inked Papers. Um, they were really, really nice to work with. Um, when she sent me the original like proof, um, I asked her, can this part be made a little bigger? Can we make this modification? And she was like, yeah, sure. And then a couple days later, she sent me the next proof, and it was right on. Um, so I was very impressed with that. Um, and then this little detail just was too much cute for me. This is the packaging that the labels came in. Homework. And that just tickled me so much. I was like, oh yeah, recycle that stuff, girl. Yes, make whips, not waste. So yeah, I definitely took a picture and shared that on Instagram and put the make whips, not waste tag on it so that other people participating in that make along could see that awesome stuff. So that is my last acquisition or stash acquisition that I have for this week. Um, and yeah, I don't really have any upcoming projects that are really worth talking about. I think I'm going to spend a lot of time with my current works in progress. You saw how many I have, and then there's other designs that are running around in my head that I want to either get down on paper or get started or really flesh out. So yeah, that's everything that I have in my little basket down here, my little basket to show. Um, like basket openings. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you for spending another episode with me. Um, Leave me a comment if there's something you would like to see on the podcast, any advice or suggestions you might have. Give me a thumbs up. And yeah, thumbs up for this cardigan. Yay! Look, it's the sun. All right, guys. I hope you have a wonderful week. Um, I hope you get lots of crafting done. Spend some time for yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. And bye.